The thing about a problem is that the word itself is, I think, the scary thing. Problem means opportunity for growth. It's funny how people sit there and focus on the problem and the stress that it's bringing, or who did it, or who's to blame, instead of looking at the fact that problem and solution are a couple and they go together. Anytime you have a problem arise, solution will follow as long as you are following the steps that you need to take care of things in the proper way. If you're somebody who is just looking at the problem like a problem, and then your next step would be to look outwardly into the yonder and see who's to blame, something's going on there that you need to take a look at. It's time that we all just start being accountable and understanding that no matter what there is around us going on, we are actually in control of our own life. If there's a problem, these steps need to be followed. Step one, problem arises and is notices. You guys notice the problem and you have to make this determination. Have you seen this before? Is this something that's happened before? If it is, then it's time to cut the problem out of your life. If you've already made yourself clear and been kind and you've understood this person, you've heard them out, and this is a second or third or more time, the person that you are dealing with at the time has a problem that's causing you a problem. And it's not your problem. The only problem at that point would be the fact that you haven't learned self respect. And I know that that seems like a little bit of a cutthroat word, but at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to, you guys. When we don't respect ourselves, we allow other people to disrespect us. And I want you to think of anybody out there that you really don't care for, that you do stand up to. Picture them coming up and knocking something off of your table out of nowhere. And you turn around and you see it's them. What are you going to say? Why the hell did you do that? What the fuck? What the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean? Now picture the person that you have a little bit or a lot of bit of an obsession over, such as like your toxic ex or your friend who constantly picks on you and makes fun of you, whatever the person in your life, your parent that is always telling you not to date people and that you should be this or that and you don't even want to be it. Basically, there's a person in all of our lives, or a few of them, that are always bringing their opinion or their problems to us. And we call it having a problem. And that's why we need to individualize ourselves. And unless it's your own child or a child in need, it's not our problem, actually. When people don't turn to their higher power and their own skills within themselves, they're turning outwardly for relief and for answers that are not divine. They're 3D and they're man made. As long as you actually believe that you yourself are there to fix other people's problems, then you're actually placing yourself in front of the higher power and blocking him from doing his job. When we keep helping people that keep doing the same thing, we really are codependent. Sometimes we think that being the person that helps other people through their problems makes us the better person or the one that needs to be there, because if it wasn't for us, what would they do? They would have to turn to their higher power, and that's what they need to do. And your higher power definitely is sending this message out today and asking anybody out there who is helping anybody who has repeated issues, if you've heard it more than once, if you've ever been disrespected and you've communicated, hey, I don't appreciate that. I'm asking you not to do that. Did they come back and do it again? Basically, we're on 2 or more strike, get out the door chapter zone. So that's what we're going to be focusing on, is how problem and solution are actually a couple. Problem is not a problem. It's just the word says problem, and so it gives us anxiety. But if you knew that problem really meant opportunity to elevate, grow, and advance, do more, have more, be seen as more, hang out with people that do treat you well, people that can teach us how to make more money, respect ourselves, buy those houses that we want, drive those fast cars, wear those nice clothes. If we want all that, we ain't going to get it, hanging out with these low vibrational people that can't help themselves. And we won't elevate or advance until we learn our own lessons. And one of those is to stop trying to teach all these other people lessons that aren't even where you're at. They have a lot of other work that they need to do to get even close to where you are. It's going to take them several years to even figure this out, if they do. And that's where you need to understand, like, your own journey and how long it's taken you to get here and how much you've had to put in when it comes to effort. And you're not seeing this from you're not seeing half of that effort from the people around you. And it's just time that we all have these, like, factual realizations. And today, please get your notebooks out and write down every person in your life who comes to you and says anything and everything that is negative. I don't care if they're talking about their boyfriend. I don't care if they hate their job. They have no license. They hate this. They need that. They need to borrow money. Whatever it is, write it down and keep a book now. You will now have a book. And you're going to start logging whatever these issues are that they're having. You can offer them advice, direction, or help one time each. One time each. If that person leaves and comes back and doesn't complete whatever goal you gave them, because let's say they want to borrow money, you can say, sure, well, why don't you have any money yourself today? And they might say, well, I don't have a job. And you're going to be like, oh man, that's terrible. So, you know what? Why don't you have a job? You're going to break things down with them. You're not just going to let people come over anymore and complain. You're going to actually give them a solution, and you're going to give them a task to complete. You can go ahead and help this person under the condition that they take your advice and complete whatever task you give them. The task will be focused on whatever their problem was, because that is the problem, is that we need to find a solution for this person so they don't have to keep coming back and asking other adults for help. It's wasting our time. So how you can still be helpful and not have to be hurtful is say, sure, I can help you, but in order for me to help you next time, you're going to have to do these little tasks, and these tasks will help you improve your situation, and then bring that back, and I can definitely help you the next time. I crap you not, dude. I had about 75% reduction in people asking me for favors after that. Nobody did the tasks that I ended up giving them. And that was something that I noticed within the time I was spending with them, is that I was the one doing all the work for all these people. I was the one carrying all their burdens and stress and giving them rides and listening to their problems. And it was giving me anxiety and stressing me out. You're a good person. You're an empath more than likely. And I'll tell you what, you're going to be more than hella surprised to find out that at the end of the day, most of your anxiety and discomfort is coming from an outer source on this 3D realm, and they have a higher power that they need to reach out to. There's professionals they need to reach out to, and they need to also respect the people that does give them favors or help, because at the end of the day, you know how it's been making you feel, and that's not okay to make anybody feel like that who's helping them out. So now you need to help yourself. Like I said, get your notebook. You can call it Notebook of Favors. And every favor that somebody asks, you're going to break it down. If they say they don't have a job, you can say, why not? Oh, well, I need to go down and get my ID. I need to get my license. I don't have a ride. Cool. Okay, so they actually offer free bus passes. Would you like me to get you one? Or this is how you get one, actually. You're going to tell them they get free bus passes down here and give them the resource information so they can go get it. And that's their challenge. That's an example. When they try to return next week or next month or whenever they do, ask them to show you their bus pass. And they're probably going to say they didn't get it or some weird-ass random excuse. But what's new? That's what they've been doing. So now, what you're going to do that's different is respect the fact that you've done your part and you're not here to just be taken advantage of and do other people's work for them. And you just move forward with your life and you allow them to grow so that you can grow too. And that's the thing about problems, is that it's two people are involved in this thing. Even if somebody in your life has a lot of problems and it's bringing stress upon you, you have the right to be kind, refer them to the proper agencies or services or whatever it is that they need. You can even offer to do them a favor. But when they return to you, have they grown in any way positively? That's your question of the day. Nobody's getting more than one favor from you this year. This is the Pay It Forward program, and I love this program. I made it up. I did Pay It Forward Washington. It's been going on for about 15 years, but I've obviously tried different methods about how to go about this, and trust me, I've helped so many people out. But I started to be able to pick up on their energy. I carry energy with me. I can sense it. I can feel it, and I don't want to be attached to people who are manipulative or have low self-esteem or goals, because some people don't actually have intent to change. They don't. As much as you love the world or the people, as much as you love your person that you're dating, as much as you love that family member that you wish would get better soon, some people do not have intent to change. And until they show that they're serious, you need to have that seriousness about your own change, or both of you are going to stay in this person's icky cycle. You're going to be an attachment to their cycle because you already aren't happy. There's no cycle here for you anymore. For those of you who are not satisfied with your surroundings, it is time to move forward. And how you can easily let people go that you're attached to is get your notebook and start writing down who is positive, who is negative. If they don't want to go where you're going, quit stepping down to stay where they are.